Interior design, camera movements. In this first example, camera movements for an interior scene need to be fluid with lots of dollies and pans, so you're maximising introducing the entire visual space. Utilising my Pavilion House one-to-one recreation, we can start by going to our camera tab, right-clicking on our selected or in-use camera, go to animation and hit dolly. When you first scrub the timeline, you'll see little effect, so go into the properties of that animation and change the distance number to something relative to the distance you would want the camera to travel forward. For example, I want it to travel 200 paces forward, so you will have to put a minus number so it orientates in that direction. The standard length of time at 5 seconds for the animation is a good amount of time per scene, so just make sure you aren't putting a too high travel distance so it's slow and smooth. I don't much like the linear direction right now, so like before we can go to our camera and stack the animation with the translation. Maintain all these animations, motion ease as linear. It makes it easier in post to edit videos together, where you don't start each frame with a static image. Now play around with the translation directions with similar distances with our dolly animation till you get the right direction, smoothly travelling through the interior. In this next example, I want to show you how we can apply depth of field animations alongside an inclination and translation animations. First off, add your translation animation as before. Use the global axis to move the camera in the right direction. Now go back to our camera, right-click, animation, and select inclination. We'll only need a really subtle degree of rotation, and it's just to set up the camera for the depth of field. So back to our camera and select the animation marked as DOF. If you already have depth of field turned on or not, you now need to make sure to turn off keep focus, as this disrupts our ability to change the DOF in the animation. Back to properties of the animation, you need to mark the starting depth distance by clicking on the target button on the right, and then again for the end of the animation. Feel free to change the f-stop for these both. To increase blur, reduce the number. To reduce blur, increase the number. Now as you scrub through the animation, you can see it all come together. Automotive camera movements. For this section, we're going to cover some more interesting and faster pace camera movements within KeyShot. Using my curved studio scene from my website, with this exotic Lamborghini, we can start off like before with the translation animation, so we pan this close up along the side of the car, as well as add in some depth of field as well, so it maintains following the side and contours of the car as the camera moves. To make it a little more interesting for an automotive animation, we can go to the camera tab, right click and go to the animations and select twist. Change the degree of rotation to match the camera speed and movement to make it work in unison, and match the length of the animation to the rest of the camera animations. Next is orbits. To do so, we need to check where our pivot point for the camera is. We can select this by hitting on the far right the target button across from the target location data. A small window will open, and make sure you select also set camera pivot. This will ensure the camera orbits from a central point or the model selected in your scene. We can then add the orbit animation from the camera tab and play around with the parameters of its properties to fit the scene. This next quick example is how to create a Vertigo camera effect by applying the dolly animation with the zoom animation. Stack these two animations together and change the dolly to move backwards several thousand paces. Then change the zoom animation properties to a low focal length and then end on a high zoom. Of course, you can invert all these numbers to get a close-up vertigo effect if you'd rather. Finally, a little twist animation was added also to make it a little more cinematic and dramatic. Products, camera, movements. Industrial design is a classic animation use case. This scene is all set up ready with this keyboard, and we can instantly start adding in some translation animations to our camera when you've sorted an angled or shot that highlights details or features. As we begin to play around with the animation, in the center of the screen you should see a marker with the drop-down arrow. Hit that button for motion blur, change the shutter speed up if you want to reduce the motion blur. Helpful for short, quick movements. This will make your animations smoother, higher quality and more cinematic. Next we can start to combine single model animations alongside all those different camera animations we've been showing you. Combine them together to show off different functions and details of your product. This next part is the most important. If you want the animation to flow easily and render out all in one sequence, change the point at which your second animation starts. Select our first camera animation we created, then go to the camera tab, animations and select the switch event, and click on our new camera we just made. This will add a small dot to the timeline, where once it hits that marker, it will instantly switch to the camera and begin that animation without having to manually set it all up again. Do the same again for a longer sequence of camera angles and animations, going back always to the first camera and adding switch events to the next scene, and move the dot on the timeline where the next animation starts. And there you go, industrial design camera animations, all done simply.